Let's dive into morale, march size, why you need it, and how it's going to help you win more PvP battles. Alright, we're over here in versus. It's easier for me to go ahead and get a nice even match. So I want to try to find someone that's equal. I want to have an equal tank, an equal air, and an equal missile so that we can really accurately measure how the morale is working. Because this isn't about overall squad power. Like in 3v3, people mix up squads and whatnot for the overall power. It really doesn't help them, honestly. You're missing out on that 20% boost for having 5 of the same squad. And if my morale is better, which it probably is because I'm a morale focused guy, I try to be happy, right? I want my troops to be happy, then I'm going to win most of my PvP battles. And hopefully after we're done with this video, you're going to start winning a lot more of your PvP battles too. Here he is, Void07 God from the Void Clan. This guy's really strong, and it's going to be a really close, super even match. So we're going to dive in. We're going to hit this guy even. So we're hitting air for air, tank for tank, missile for missile. I'm not trying to counter because I want to accurately measure morale and really see how it's weighing out in the stats. That way we can get an idea of how morale and march size greatly affect your performance in war. It's hard to see here, but he's got one extra level 9 component. And when it comes to the drone, components are way more valuable than chips. Trust me, we'll go over that at some point. So you can see here on the attributes that the drone is giving to the heroes. He's got a significant hero HP boost. I've got a significant hero defense and attack boost. So that's going to play a factor as well. Now here you can see that he's got me on tech by a lot. So this is where morale is going to come into play. And you'll see it's really not that much, but it makes a huge difference. He's got me by 800,000 power on tech. I've got him by 400,000 power on decoration. So we're still going fairly even. Here on the troops, he's carrying 2,300 troops in a battle, and I'm carrying 2,320. So I got 100,000 more morale than he does. But let's see how that plays out in the battle. So you can see here on this one that I've got 1 times the morale of. So looking at the end of this report, you can see at the blue side, me, I've got 1 times that of red, inflicting 100% damage, which basically means morale is evened out here. But that little bit of tech difference and everything, it balanced itself out. Let's look at another report. Even 23.5 across the board. Little slightly better on the drone for me. His heal buff or his health buff is super good with whatever he's got on his drone. He's still way ahead of me in tech. He's got the aircraft mastery on there, which means he's probably got some additional march buffs in there, and we'll cover that later. I've got slightly more decor damage, but here's where the nitty-gritty happens, right here. Here at the morale, you can see that I've got 1.87, and I've got 2,320 troops compared to his 2,300 and 1.86. That 0.1 is coming from my extra 20 troops, because remember, morale is counted per unit, so I've got 20 more troops, and we got a base morale of whatever it was. I think it's 810,000 if we look back at the pictures again. It's a significant increase. All right, let's take a look at the tank replay. These squads are fairly even. I'm slightly ahead because I've got the Murphy exclusive weapon. Squad power is pretty much the same. I lost a lot more troops because as the attacker, you always lose a lot more troops. Defender, you don't really lose as many troops. There's different, profession skills and whatnot that your teammates can get that'll help mitigate that if they reinforce you, etc. Tech, he's still way ahead of me on tech. My drone's slightly better. He's got that massive buff from his drone. Really up there on tech. I've got slightly more decor, but here's what starts getting juicy. So here you can see that my march quantity is a little higher. I've got 2310 compared to his 2280. That gives me an extra 300,000 morale.
So how are we going to increase our march size? Well, if you've been through season 1, then you have access to the season store, and in that there's this really cool decoration called the God of Judgment. Not only does he look pretty cool, but even at a base level, he adds a nice little bonus to your march size. Additionally, in the VIP exclusive buys, and this will cost you some money, but Agent Shirley in your HQ will add a nice little bonus to your march size as well. Also in tech, once you get special forces past 80%, you unlock the mastery classes for tank, missile, and air. And in those, there's two different techs that'll give you more march as well. And leveling up the tank, missile, or aircraft center will also increase your march size. Now we've got so many troops, let's make them happy. First thing we can do, go over to Special Forces Tech. Right here, there's a nice little morale boost that can increase your morale by 25%. It's not cheap and it's not easy, but it is a nice buff. And if you're in Season 2 like I am, go ahead and ask your teammates for a little heat. And once they give you some, you'll get a nice little morale boost here as well.
What's up, YouTube? Thanks for stopping by the DigiBear Gaming Channel. I'm your host, Digital. I want to put you on board the Digital Express so I can fast track your progress to the last door survival game. Save a little time, a little effort, a little energy, a little frustration maybe. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Click that bell notification if you want to be notified next time I upload a new video. And most importantly, thanks for coming by, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.